Hello, welcome to Scrap Time. My name's Christine, and this video is part of my Inky background series. And in this video, we're going to be using Distress Spray Stains. And so I have two samples here. In this one, I have used Picked Raspberry, Ripe Persimmon, Wilted Violet, and Salty Ocean. And in this one, I have used Twisted Citron, Squeezed Lemonade, Mermaid Lagoon, Cracked Pistachio, Peacock Feathers, and Spiced Marmalade Oxide. So when you're using the sprays, you get a lot more color, that intense color, because you're not watering down your inks with water. So you get a nice bright color, but it's also very random. You don't have the control you have, obviously, when you're putting your distress colors on with just the inks. But the sprays can be a lot of fun to give you that bright color. So I'm going to show you, but I'm going to use an art journal because I found that when you're using a lot of colors, to get it on this small little sheet is a little trickier. Like I made it a little bit more like squirt, 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 and blended it out. And this one that had all those colors, there's not enough space. So if you are making cards, what I would suggest is to actually do, say, an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper and spray the paper, and then once it's dry, cut it into your 4 cards, and you'll have some really interesting backgrounds. But just to do one little card at a time, you might not be able to get all the colors and keep them distinct as you could. So I'll put them aside. I'm going to bring in, I have a really nice big art journal. This is from Diane Reevely. And when you have a big space like this to spray, it's a lot of fun. So I'm going to start, of course, with Picked Raspberry. I'm using the same colors in all the demos in the different products. So you can see, you get like a big amount of spray. And that's why if you're working on this small area, it can be a little bit more difficult. This is Abandoned Coral. And those colors are so fun. I'm going to just put in a little Mermaid Lagoon. And I'm going to keep it sort of where my pinks are, even though I did put it there with the orange. I'm going to spray some Rusty Hinge. And I have mustard seed, so a nice yellow to add some brightness. And in my journal where the pages come up and it's hitting the other side, I don't mind that at all. I'm going to just fill this. Now, the other thing you can do is if you do squeeze a bit of water on, it will help blend the color. So if you have spaces that water will just help blend out those colors. So I'm going to try this. It might take a bit because I've used a lot of ink. So I will try it and come back to you. So I've tried most of it, but you'll see there are still a few petals. And so I'm just going to pick them up with my paper towel. Now the sprays are also reactive with water, so I can do that same sort of spritzing, and we're going to get some little texture spots. Just let it sit to activate a bit. And maybe this time what I'm going to do is just pick them up with a paper towel. Let's see if, yeah, it will just lift the ink. Now, because, again, I like pink, I want a bit more pink on my page, so I'm going to spritz a bit more color. And I can spritz right over it, but when you spritz over a color, you have to watch because it's going to blend. So you can see the blues with the pinks and oranges. It's getting a little browner, but if I put it down here, it's more purpley. And I can always add in a bit more yellow because I think yellow is nice. So for now, this background is pretty much done with just the spraying. I wouldn't spray more on it, but I would definitely add more to it later. But it just shows you how quick you can use these sprays, spray the color around. You can use a lot of colors if you have a big surface to work with, and it just covers a page really quickly. And so if you're getting into art journaling or on a scrapbook layout, you don't have to cover the whole page. You can just do spritzes around the middle and then put your picture on if you're scrapbooking. The sprays are a really easy way to get color onto your project really quickly. Thanks for watching. Be sure to give our video a thumbs up and subscribe to Scrap Time videos on YouTube. And for more Inky backgrounds, be sure to check out the Inky background playlist.